This is come get this. This is freshman phenom JaKobe. This is tough. Did they tell you they were putting this up?
No, like we just came here. It was just down there.
Oh man, I would have been flexing.
Yeah.
I would have been like Maka, Labor. R.I.P. He going to Oregon though. Shout out.
God.
Oh man, I feel real old. I haven't been out here in a minute. But nah, bro, you keep doing your thing and you're gonna be out of here soon. It's looking back on it though, you good chance to be one of the greatest to come through here. So just keep doing what you're doing. I'm glad we got a chance to get you on though for sure.
Of course. Always.
So do you carlo before? What you eat before a meal?
McDonald's, two cheeseburger meal and a 6-piece nugget. Me and my guy Daria before Natties, SECs, U20s. Like coach left the track at U20s to go get me McDonald's. Improve.
So you're like a Chad Ochocinco.
I guess it's something like that.
He needs a McDonald's NIL.
Something like that. I need that for sure. 100%. 100%.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic gotta say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitted for it, cause you all cap like.
Come on, boy. What up, man?
What up?
Ready for it?
Yes, sir.
First podcast, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. How's training been going?
Good.
Smooth, ready to go?
Everything, yes, sir.
Sir,
I'm ready.
I hope the first meet don't get canceled though. To be honest,
That'll be rough. I'm trying to just see what I can do.
you only need about 2 meets though.
Yeah. It's time.
Yeah, it's time, bro. Well, hey, welcome to Stuck in My Thoughts, bro. It's been a minute. You know, we talked about this last year about you getting on, but back in Auburn, so it's good to be home and. Glad you're joining the show. Glad you guys are joining the show with us. If you haven't been here before, I'm your host, Justin Stuckey, and welcome to the Stuck in My Thoughts podcast. It's a place you want to be to hear one-of-a-kind POV. And today's point of view comes from an SEC champion, a national runner-up, and a world U20 champion, JaKobe Tharp. Welcome to Stuck in My Thoughts, bro. How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Hey, so I usually start out this podcast in a different way, but we're going to switch it up today. In our segment, what were your thoughts when? I got to ask you about our boy Favor, man. What were your thoughts when you saw he was going to Oregon?
Well, you know, I guess he thought that was best for him, so can't be mad at him. That's my brother.
Yep.
It's cool.
We love
Yes,
Favor,
sir.
man. We going to miss him. He's going to do his thing out there, though. I know he's not used to the cold, but they got a mega facility that he's going to be able to do his thing in, so it's going to be exciting, you know. Indoor season is on the rise, and for those that are just tuning in who don't know about me at all, I was a track and field athlete at one point in time. I was an All-American. I'm sitting next to somebody who has done a lot more than me, but I promise you, I was good too. So, man, we're looking at this thing now, gearing up for a new season here in the 2025. But we got to take it back to where it first started, and I would say it's safe to say that the best thing that ever happened to you was getting cut from the 7th grade basketball team.
Yeah.
Can you enlighten the people on what happened in 7th grade and how that sparked you to, sitting down with me today?
Well, this is my 7th grade year. Tried out for basketball team. Didn't make it. Got cut for just whatever reason. I couldn't just go to school and just not play a sport. So I just decided to run track just so I have something to do. Mm-hmm. And it ended up being what I'm pretty good at.
What about football? No football, no baseball?
Wasn't for me.
How does one get into hurdles? Because when I started doing track, I was going to track for different reasons. I made the basketball team. Mm-hmm. Just putting that out there. I made the basketball team, but I was going out there for the girls. Uh-huh. And I thought I was Usain Bolt. So I went immediately to the sprints. Obviously, I was a high jumper, so I had to go to the jumps. How does one get into hurdles, trying to jump over objects fast?
Well, to be honest, I was the same way. Uh-huh. But it was my middle school and high school coach, Coach Sharif. He kind of just pushed me to do the hurdles. I was really scared. I thought it wasn't for me, but clearly, the complete opposite.
You need to go back and give him his props. Now, who was the coach that cut you? Because you need to go thank him too.
I ain't gonna go into deep one. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. He's not feeling no type of way.
Uh-huh.
So you get into high school. You continue to go with this hurdle thing. You're fairly new to it. When you realize that, hey, I'm really good at this and I could probably do this at the next level. When do you start realizing that?
Probably my junior year. I ran like 1378 my junior year. And that's whenever school started texting me and started, like, everything just started speeding up for me. It was a surreal feeling.
Mm-hmm. Are you overwhelmed at that point? Or you're like, hey, I got all these coaches calling me. I got all these offers. I know how I was in high school.
Yeah.
I would have been like, hey, I'm putting up the graphics that got all the different logos for the schools. How was that feeling for you?
It just felt great. Like, it was one of my goals, one of my dreams. So I'm just glad I got to make it happen.
One thing when I was preparing for this episode and doing my research, I didn't have to do too much research because I got to be your teammate, which was a pretty good honor and blessing. But doing my research, I saw one of your former interviews at U20s. You said Coach Ken was the first coach that recruited you. How important was that for you to find the right fit in a program rather than just chasing a title or chasing a legacy and trying to create your own with a coach who believed in you?
It was more so like it was the best fit for me because I felt like Coach Ken could take me to where I wanted to go. I'm trying to be the best at what I do, and I feel like he can get me there. I just got that vibe from him, and so far it's going good. It is
going good. For those that are tuning in, I got a chance to be here when JaKobe took his visit to Auburn, and for those that don't know how the recruiting game goes, coaches have a long list of athletes that they're recruiting who could potentially be helpful for their university. Then you have those ones that they put the star next to. Those are the star athletes and the ones that we got to get. And they bring them in on those mega recruiting weekends. And JaKobe's name was probably starred like 500 times next to it. And so we had a big team party. It was like 50 deep. Ain't nobody come to that many team parties, but they came to that one, and all the games we had going, all the fun we had going with the football game. For you as a high school athlete, what is the experience like going on all these different visits, seeing how different programs and cultures kind of, cater to their athletes or how they do stuff different?
It was great. Like, it was just a good time just going to visit places I've never seen, like visiting all these schools, all these different cultures, climates, like all that. It was just a really good feeling.
Talking about climate, we in Alabama right now, and it's freezing outside. So I hope a snowstorm doesn't come through.
Keep that away.
Keep it away. Keep it away. But once you get to Auburn, what was the biggest adjustment going from high school and then getting onto a college campus?
It was more so like on the track. It was just Coach Ken told me that whenever I got, he said, I don't know how to hurdle, so we're gonna build you down from bottom up, and we're just gonna go from there. And then just like atmosphere wise, we were just really like finding people that I can be cool with. Come from high school, you have your friend group, a whole bunch of friends, and like college was more so like you're really with like those people like almost like every day. The guys on the team, like we really just created a brotherhood, and it was just gotta love them.
People ask me this question all the time when I was going through. Do you feel like you're closer to your high school friends or your college friends?
That's tough. I say my high school friend. My high school like group chat, like a group of friends. We've been together since middle school, like 7th, 8th grade. We've all been together since then. So it was like just a long time behind. We still have same group chat now, and it's
That's good to hear, because I know a lot of people. I've been blessed to have a tight circle. I keep a small circle, and I think as you continue to progress, you'll realize that's very important, because everybody doesn't have your best interests, and even the ones that might be in your circle might fall off because envy is real, jealousy is real, and competition is real, and that's just the nature of the beast. But as you progress, keeping that small circle is going to be crazy important. But I've kept I still got the same group chat I had since high school.
Yeah.
So shout out to the senior ballers out there. We've had that group chat for a long, long time. But you get to college, and your freshman season was one to behold. Being your teammate and getting a chance to, I was the old head on the team. That was my 6th year, and this young brother was a freshman. So I was in the granddaddy mentor role at that point. But looking at your freshman season, many people don't even know this, but I'm skipping the indoor season. outdoor, your first meet, your fall started. And then your last meet, you're a U20 World Champion. How would you describe what your freshman season was like?
I'd honestly say like unpredictable, because going in, my goals were just to place SECs, go top 3 SECs, and just end up just going to natties.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up exceeding those goals by a long shot. I mean, like I wanted to do well, but that was something I was like, whoa, this is real now. Like it's here. And
when you make goals, are you ever scared to put goals that are what seem out of reach or seem too big?
You see, I was at first my first year, and I set my goals too low. So now the goals are through the ceiling and
Through the roof.
We're just gonna see what happens.
We're going to see what happened. But let's go back to what actually happened.
Yeah.
SECs is what I feel like really turned everything for you. Like that took everything out the way. Your freshman season, SEC, the best conference in track and field. If you don't think that's the case, you're sadly mistaken. And you got a lot of pressure on you. And you go out there and put on a show. What's your mindset as you approach that first conference meet?
Just going in, just keep on repeating what coach says almost every day in practice, execute and consistency. Just going into that meet, I'm pretty sure my PR was a 1340, I'm pretty sure. And the prelims at SECs, I ran a 1324. And I was like, whoa, that's kind of fast. I'm pretty sure 1324 was the time that won nationals last year, the year before last, in 2023. Yeah, in 2023. So the final, probably the race I was most nervous for, like out of U20s, Olympic trials, national, SECs was the most nerve-wracking race that I've had of the season, like 100%.
And you get over that last hurdle in the final and, let's go. Everybody sees that. Everybody remembers that. I don't think you remembered it while you were doing it. I think you could have ran 12. I know you could have ran 12. Did you know that you celebrated early like that?
I honestly didn't. Like, everybody's like, bro, like you put your hands up way before the line. I was like, bro, like no way. Because after the last hurdle, like you can feel the presence whenever you're running. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really feel that presence behind me. I was like, no way, I just went SEC. Like like there's no way I just went SECs. Like there was no.
And when you get done, do the cool down, all that stuff, you get back to that phone. I know it's blowing up. How are you feeling at 18 years old, realizing what you just did? Grant Holloway, the best hurdler in the world, is sitting up in the press box watching you go crazy on where he used to go crazy. You see that phone, what are you thinking at that point?
My phone's going like crazy. I'm like there's no way this is real. Then I sit back, like I end up finding a coach. He was just like, look, you ran this time. It's a great time, but the season isn't over. This isn't the last race. Basically, just tell me that this is only the beginning. Mm-hmm. And it was just like a really like coming back to earth moment.
Yeah.
And it was just
good to stay grounded, especially when you got those bigger goals. Like you said, I'm just trying to get to natties. Then you go to regionals and you get to nationals. What is your mindset as you approach your first nationals? Because for me, it was, man, I was pretty decent at track. Watching these guys turn up, like I got to be a part of like a golden era of high jump, I feel like. It was my guys like Javon were in there, Vernon Turner were in there. And then I'm approaching my first natties, and I'm like, whoa, like I'm in the mix now. I'm part of the big dogs. I never was ranked number 1 in the NCAA coming in, though. But what were your thoughts as you were approaching going down there to Oregon?
I was just preaching the same things, executing consistency. I know if I went in and I executed, like the results were gonna show. Mm-hmm. So it was just more so just staying calm, because I knew I had a target on my back. Everybody's coming to get me. Mm-hmm. So it was just staying calm. Like I feel like I perform better under pressure. Like, I feel like if it's more pressure, the better I'll perform, 100%.
Yeah, and you go line up in that final, and it didn't turn out the way you wanted. You were going for the natty, and you end up getting runner-up. How do you assess that? Do you look at it as, oh, I failed, or do you look at it as, man, I did something I never done before?
Yeah, it was like, to me, I would say it was more so of a failure on my part, because I didn't do what me and Coach did in practice all year. Like I wasn't my best on that day. Like I didn't execute to my best ability on that day. But just sitting back looking at it, it was a great season overall. Honestly, it was a great season.
Yeah, and we're sitting here with this bad boy trophy here, the NCAA runner-up. 9 guys went. 7 guys scored to get this. People don't realize, a lot of people that don't run track are like, oh, it's a team. It's a team, it's individual. And you talked about the brotherhood. I mean, you and the brothers did something here.
Yeah, literally our group chat.
The group chat. When you look at this trophy, what does it make you think back to?
Maybe think back to regionals with the same guys that we train with every single day. Like everybody qualified, or almost everybody qualified, and it was like we're actually gonna go to Natties and just see what goes on. Because during the season, we train for the championships. We don't train for just all this meet here in Georgia Tech or FSU, or we train for the big dance. We train for the big ones. So we just end up executing whatever it mattered most.
And when I heard that you were in the stands during the 4x4, and Florida, who beat us by 1 point, they're running in it.
Yeah.
And so we don't pray for nobody's downfall, but at the same time, we need the Gators to go down to that point. Are you on the edge of your seat? What are you doing in the stands in that 4x4?
All of us are like on the rail, like, no, like catch him, pass him, go. Just praying, hoping that I'm not gonna say something bad happened, but anything happened that would just tip anything in our favor.
Yeah.
Like, just anything.
Somebody knocked the baton out there.
Yeah,
something like that.
Anything.
But it was great. It was crazy. Obviously, I wasn't there. I was watching. I was like, man, these boys have really put on, not only for themselves, their family, but for the city. Like, there's some trophies back behind me, but those trophies are from almost 2 decades ago. And for you guys to set a new standard, I think is really important. But your season kept on going, and you're approaching the Olympic trials as a freshman in college, which is insane. I couldn't have done it in my freshman year, but I did it in my junior year. You going in as 18, I couldn't imagine doing something like that. And lining up next to the best hurdler in the world, Grant Holloway, what are you thinking when you're lining up? And now he used to be in the press box at SECs. Now he's next to you, and he's a competitor.
I'd say, like, just going in, I do want to just execute, like, to the best of my ability, because going into trials, I wasn't really feeling the best, like my body was. I just went through a lot, running nationals, 2 rounds of nationals, a 2-day break, staying in Oregon, and running 2 rounds at U20 trials. That was just like a big toll on my body. Like, I ran that race, didn't feel so well after. I qualified for the semis in that race, but I just didn't run the semi because I didn't want to risk, like, putting my season in jeopardy, knowing I had U20s coming up. So just chill, rest up, and I'll just see him when I see him.
Yeah, everybody, I feel like, wanted to see you two next to each other as it goes. He's going to be 100% at one point in time when y'all race again. But everybody wanted to see that. But what I liked and what I enjoyed was there's a picture out there at the end. He's talking to you. What is he saying in that moment?
He was just like, if you want to make this team, you have to lock in the first 3 hurdles. If you lock in the first 3 hurdles, you're going to make this team, like I'm telling you. And it's an unexplainable feeling knowing that somebody I used to look up to is like has a respect for me to just mentor me and give me just like some pointers. Mm-hmm. But like me knowing that my start is the lesser half of my race, it was just an unexplainable feeling.
Yeah, you be in the back at the beginning, but then you start taking off by like hurdle 6. It's wraps. What it say? If we even, I'm leaving. That's how it gets serious.
It gets serious.
It gets serious there. And you've qualified for the U20 World Championship to this point. Give me some insight. Give the people some insight. Once you have won your race, you know you're going. How does that process go all the way from fitting to getting on that plane to going out there to compete in Peru?
So they send out a form maybe a month before we fly out, all your sizes, all of that, and then they send it all in a huge suitcase. That's USA, Nike, like all that. Like it was great. And we fly out to Peru. It was actually cold in Peru whenever we were there. It was like in the mid-50s and 60s whenever we ran, trained, all that. So it was just
not outdoor running.
Yeah, no, not at all. But just something you had to adjust to. Like it was a great experience. We checked into the hotel. We had breakfast, lunch, dinner almost every day. It was great. Just being out of the country for the first time and seeing. We were right on the coastline too. Like it was super nice.
And do you have like a coaching staff up there, or is Coach Ken coaching you?
That they had a team coaching staff, but Coach Ken flew out to coach me at U20s, yes, sir.
That's what's up. I don't know why you keep calling me sir. I be telling you.
It's a habit. It's a habit.
I guess I was too old when I was his teammate, so he got to call me sir. One thing I looked at in your Instagram bio says dominate, don't compete. What does that mean?
So, like after SECs, I knew I had a huge target on my back because I was dropped the fastest time in the nation by like 2-3 tenths of a second at that time. And it was just like, from that point to now, I've been like training. Like I train to dominate. I don't train to just go out there, compete, dip at the line and all that. I train to dominate the whole entire field. And that's just like what I want. I just want to be able to dominate. Like I don't want to just go out there and just compete with whoever. I want to dominate.
I like that answer. That's going to end up on the Instagram reel at some point. I like that right there. One thing I'm curious to know, you talk about how close your friend group is, and you talk about the brotherhood you have when you're in college, but people don't realize this. As you progress, not only in life, but in your athletic career, there's like a gap.
Yeah.
Do you feel that that separation to know, hey, I got to start acting like a professional in the game rather than somebody who's just going out there to compete because this is going to turn into my career?
It was kind of like a kind of shifting factor. Like it was the little things that I didn't do before that I feel like I have to do now because this might be what I do for the next couple of years. That's going to be what pays my bills. So it was just a shifting factor.
Yeah. I like that. I had to ask that question because I know for me when I was in that space to where I'm on a big team, like how many people we got on the track team? Like 80 people, like 70, 80 people.
A lot of people.
And you're friends with everybody. And, you know, people are great teammates and great people. But when you hit that track, it's like a different feeling. I don't think everybody, we talked about it before the camera started rolling, like how long your season went. People will be like, oh, I want to be an All-American. But do people really understand what it takes to do that and understand you were here more than you were at home?
Oh, yeah.
Because I was coming into the track and you were still out here preparing to go to Peru, which is months after the season. And so it's a battle between, hey, I got to focus and lock in on this is going to could be my potential career. Like I said, it's going to pay my bills, and understanding, you know, I may have friends or teammates that might have gone home 3-4 months earlier. And that's why I talked about like the envy can come into play and making sure you kind of keep a level head. Now, this is not really even a question. This is more so advice. This is, you know, it's called Stuck in My Thoughts. It's something I get stuck in my thoughts about, especially when I was mentoring the young guys. It's you have to understand that line and balancing that line between when you can be social and go associate with the crowd, but you didn't come in this thing to be a part of the crowd. You came to be a part to separate. So that's an important thing that you're going to have to learn how to walk that line. And it kind of shifts me into my next point. And I thought this was funny when I was playing this out, but it is a genuine question because it's happened to me before.
Yeah.
When you start popping out, what were the girls talking about? Were they just all of a sudden blowing up the phone?
I wouldn't say that, but it got a little easier, I'd say.
Okay. Oh my God, JaKobe, SEC champion.
Nah.
Yeah, that is important too as well to kind of decipher that, because I had asked James Bradbury, he's an all-pro NFL defensive back for the Eagles. He came on the show and I asked him about how do you filter out people who may come into your circle and your space for the wrong reasons. We talked about keeping a small circle, whether it's friends, quote unquote friends, whether it's girls, whether it's families. Like you're about to approach a space to where you're a professional athlete and you're going to be getting paid to do what you love. And it's going to be people that start coming into your corner for the wrong reasons. So it's going to be important to know how to filter those out, know how to trust the right people. Like you got people in your corner like Coach Ken, you know, your parents, your immediate family, your immediate friends. That's going to be important to hold on to because things change as you elevate, you know, and you can't elevate with people all the time. So that's going to be something to keep in mind. I feel like I'm just giving advice now. So I'm just talking through that. But you're getting a trickle of that professional feel now. You're an Adidas NIL athlete. How does that come about, and what does that look like in terms of, I seen a TikTok and I just seen boxes.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to be Adidas NIL athlete? Give people insight.
It feels great. Like, I'm competing in Adidas, which I ran in high school. I ran in high school with my Adidas, like, my whole high school, like, pretty much. So it was, like, it's nothing that was really new for me. And it just feels great to be able to say I got NIL from Adidas. Like, it just feels good. It feels great.
That's what's up. So you're taking all this Adidas stuff into this new season. We're about to kick off, about to be a great season. I'm going to be keeping up. What are your new goals for this season?
So, collegiately, goal every championship. Every championship I go to, I want the gold. Then we're trying to get to Worlds and to make that final. That's the goal. So gold indoor SEC, gold indoor national champ, gold outdoor SEC, gold outdoor natty champ. I just want to make that final at Worlds. That's it. That'll be a complete year for me.
A lot of golds, a lot of championships. Hey, it might happen. Probably will happen. We're going to speak it into the atmosphere. You know, there's power in the tongue. And so I told you this. I prepared you for this. Everybody that comes on the show, I ask them the same question at the end. The show is called Stuck in My Thoughts. And I ask everybody that comes on, what do you get stuck in your thoughts about?
Okay. What am I stuck in my thoughts about? I really say, like, what can I do to make sure that I know that I got everything out of my season? Like, me and Coach, like, had a sit down after the last season. We were like, I got some things that I need to work on, like, off the track, to where I can ensure that I'm my best self come, like, whenever it's time to hang up my Auburn jersey and pursue the professional side of tracks. It was just, like, what can I do to ensure that I'm doing everything I possibly can to make sure that there's no what ifs. Like, what if I could have ate better? What if I could have went to sleep earlier? It was just, like, just to make sure and ensure that I did everything I could to make sure I was where I needed to be whenever it mattered.
Yeah. It takes sacrifice. It takes that discipline. And you don't want to be those, what did Deion Sanders say? What if I coulda? If I coulda, that type of person, because that junk will eat at you. It'll definitely eat at you. But I feel like you're doing a great job at that so far. You've only, crazy to think about it, you've only had one collegiate season. Now you're approaching the second one. So take it in stride. Enjoy every moment of it, because there's a strong possibility that this might be the last season for you. And if it is, that's going to be a blessing. If it isn't, I'm sure Auburn's going to be happy as well. But enjoy every moment you got going. You know, college only happens once. And especially if you're at a certain level to where it can only happen for a short time, definitely want to soak that in. Enjoy the brotherhood you be talking about. Try to turn this silver into a gold.
Need that.
Yeah, need that. But, bro, I appreciate you taking the time and sitting down with us today. For all you guys watching this, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Keep up with us. Keep supporting us. Support JaKobe as he goes into his sophomore season, and it's going to be a standout season. Bro, I appreciate you taking the time.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Yes, sir.
Whoa. Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah.